YouTube, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. And in this video, we have obviously the Kevin Love build video for you guys for the top 5 power forward builds for the Bron squad. Now, the little tricky thing about this in particular is the fact that the templates and, actual like basketball reference and, the roster list, all that stuff has Kevin Love as different heights for some reason. I don't know why the template is 6'10" when, it's like you go on basketball reference, he's listed at 6'8". You go to the roster list, especially like the current roster list, and he's 6'8" as well. So it's like, I have no idea what the deal is with that in like at all. It's just the weirdest thing to me. So it's also weird. And also it's like, if you go to, my team as well, in my team, practically like all of his like cards in my team are all listed at 6'8". So makes no sense to me. Makes literally zero sense that everything practically in the game is pointing towards Kevin Love being 6'8", but his template is 6'10". So I'm going to show you both versions, a 6'10" version. It's weird that there is two different heights that is practically on here, because obviously for the most part his template, it's just weird that his template is, one height, and then everything else is like a different height. So it's just absolutely weird to me. So we're just going to show you both anyway. We're just going to show the 6'10" version because why not? Practically, we're trying to make it very, very similar, the same exact thing and everything. This is practically close to the template, but with some changes. So what I did here is I practically went with like no driving ability practically at all with the driving dunk, and, having a little bit of a layup. Mostly going to be utilizing our post control and our close shot when it comes to scoring inside. We have some standing dunk as well, a little bit, not too much. And then we have a 91 mid-range, which is, pretty good, pretty solid. That gives us that guard up badge on Hall of Fame. Then we get the 82 3-point rating, just so we can get Claymore on gold as well. Now, the only thing that is different about this particular build is the fact that we went with the lower shooting stats that are just slightly lower, just because the whole reason of us trying to utilize the best of everything with this build. So obviously it's going to be a little bit different because it also calls for like a 92 pass accuracy, and I just don't see a 92 being 100% necessary. Like, yeah, it gives you some other badge upgrades like post playmaker and needle threader and all that stuff, but it's like you don't really need all of these to be upgraded. And it's like Dimer, only like you came and get that upgraded. You'll get bailout, but it's not like you're going to be bailing out much. Break starter is practically like the main reason why you get like the 92 pass accuracy, but it's also not like you're going to be the main rebounder of the team, considering that you are a power forward. So it makes no sense to me. I guess they wanted him to be like a stretch 4 that was like the main rebounder of the team that can just throw the passes all the way down court, maybe something like that. I have no idea, but it's just a little weird to me that that the multiple versions of him are just like completely different. So it's like, if I go back to my list here, I'm gonna go back to when I originally had it up. So practically like everything here is like exactly the same in terms of finishing. So finishing is like exactly the same pretty much. Shooting, obviously I just have less shooting, and obviously I have less pass accuracy, a little bit less ball handling. It just goes from a 57 to a 55. And then I increase the speed with ball as well from a 27 to a 40, just so it's like, hey, you want to have this guy have like a 55 ball handle for some reason, or like a 57, which the 57 makes literally 0 sense to have, because it's not really giving you anything. Like, you take a look at all these badges, it's like the only thing that it really does give you is this right here, is like triple strike. But even then, even with triple strike, like the original version of this template doesn't even give you triple strike. So what was the point? You gave him like a 45 acceleration, you gave him the 57 ball handle, and you did not even give him the 41 speed with ball to be able to get the badge. So what was the point of those fucking breakpoints? They literally make zero fucking sense in terms of like what they were trying to do. Literally zero fucking sense. Literally zero. Straight up zero. So I just brought it up to a 40. Make sure that we get the normal dribble style though, making sure that we at least have that dribble style. It's pretty good. Just drop this down to like a 55 just so we can at least get big driver on bronze. And if you've heard me talk about big driver before, it's not like it really is going to matter too much here. That's the only reason why I'm just willing to have it upgraded to the point of having it on bronze. But that's also because I was trying to make sure that all the stats are as close as possible so I can get the shades of, but that didn't really fucking happen. So I'll show you guys that here in a minute. Because I'm also trying to make this build playable. So it's like, I'm trying to make it like a little bit differently, try to utilize some of the attributes a little bit more. But if you guys want to, just use the template. Like at that point, it's just like, if you really care about getting like the shades of comparison, making sure that you have like every single animation, which in this, you should have every single one of his animations. It's like, just use the template. Just use the template. At that point, it doesn't really matter. But I do like my 6.8 version now. My 6.8 version's kind of nice, and I'll show you that here in a minute as well. But it's like the 82 interior defense is practically higher. It originally called for an 80, but why not just bring it up to an 82 so you can get that post lock and also workhorse? Might as well, right? No perimeter defense, practically only a 35. That's what the template has. A 60 steal, exactly what the template has. The original template only had a 40 block rating. We increased it to a 68 to get that chase down artist to be a little bit more, so we can actually be a bit more effective on the interior, and especially like if somebody gets a blow by like on us, or somebody else just happens to get a cut, we can try and get the chase down block for them. And then we have a 70 offensive rebound. The original version calls for an 81. And then the 83 defensive rebound, the original version calls for an 89. So as you can see, the reason why I've changed a lot of these stats is just because it's extremely high for no fucking reason. Because it's like, you don't get the gold rebound chaser from that. You are, like, with everything, all the stats and everything, you are not getting pogo stick. It's like, the only thing that you're practically getting is gold box out beast. That's really it. And then it's like, with this, you're not getting post playmaker and Hall of Fame. That's not what this is all about. It's all about that post control. Nothing about offensive rebound. So it's like, it makes like some of these like super high attributes that don't add anything to the build. You're just wasting attributes. Makes no sense to me. Makes no sense. So instead, we utilized all these attributes because everything down here is exactly the same as the template. The 60 speed, the 45 acceleration, mainly for big driver. And then we also have spot finder that's available as well with that. The 90 strength is exactly what it calls for. Really, really good breakpoint there. 70 vertical, because why not? And that's also what it calls for. And then the 98 maxed out stamina. Pretty good, pretty solid there. But the thing is, it's like, it makes no sense because it's like, hey, we could just increase speed with ball just to get the normal dribble style. We can also, take away these points to add it into interior defense to get post lockdown on silver and gold workhorse. We're going to be a little bit more effective on the defensive end since we are, super, super heavy on the offensive end as well. So we might as well do it this way to where we can at least get some defense going instead of just being, oh, look at me, I'm a rebounder. But if we're still not going to have a perimeter defense, we might as well just make sure that we have that extra speed with ball, the extra interior defense, and especially with the block rating as well, we might as well do that just so we can have like just that extra defense on the interior as well. Because I feel like this version is just really, really good and it's 6'10", but obviously, as you can see, we get Jerry Lucas and not, somebody like Kevin Love. And then so I'm just like, okay, what if we just went back, and I know it says Patrick Beverly, because I was just on my Pat Bev build. But here we have the 6'8" version. As you can see, the weight and the wingspan are exactly the same. But as you can see, it's like everything here is exactly the same for finishing. And then as you can see, we now have, just a slightly lower mid-range, but we have an 85 3-point rating. That 85 gives us that corner specialist on gold and is practically what it originally calls for in the template version. We just have a lower mid-range. So it's like we have the lower mid-range, so we're not able to get like guard up, I believe is what it was, to get that Hall of Fame. So that's whatever. We do have the 85 3-pointer, so we get limitless range. So we can also set the hash. And we also get that silver corner specialist as well to be really, really more effective on the corners. Then this time around, we did increase the pass accuracy to a 92 because we did have the extra attributes to use. We did also increase the ball handling to a 57 as well because of the pass accuracy, as you have seen. The only reason why, otherwise, if it was up to me, I would have kept it like a 55. That's just me. We have the speed with the ball up to a 40, so that's pretty good as well. And then we have the 82 interior defense as I had originally on the other version. And then we also have a 76 perimeter defense. That's pretty good. A 60 steal rating, the same as it was before. The block rating being a 68. And then look at this. We have a higher offensive rebound and a higher defensive rebound. So we do get that box out beast, which is pretty damn good. So not only like on this like version so far, the 6'8", not only do we get more defense, we're still able to utilize a higher 3-point rating. We are able to utilize a higher pass accuracy. We're able to like utilize the same exact finishing, so we don't really have to touch it at all. But it's like literally just higher 3-point rating, higher pass accuracy, more perimeter defense, literally being able to add perimeter defense, being able to add offensive and defensive rebound, practically maxing it out on both, even though you're not able to get it as high as you would on the 6'10", obviously. And then we're able to have a higher acceleration and higher vertical. Like all of those additions that I literally just mentioned without sacrificing really anything besides like 1 point of mid-range. That's it. I only sacrificed 1 point of mid-range and got 2 points in pass accuracy, significantly like amount of points in like free throw. And then we had like what? Like an 81 or something like that, or an 82 3-point rating. So we had 3 extra points in the 3-pointer. I'm not going to talk about free throw because free throw is just whatever. Those are like all the extra points. 2 points, or 3 points actually. 3 points into pass accuracy, 2 points in ball handling. And from a 35 to a 76, that's 41 attribute points in perimeter defense. And then we had like a 70 offensive rebound. So we have 9 extra points there, 3 extra points in defensive rebound. We have 15 extra points into acceleration, 4 extra points into vertical. And the only thing that we did was just go from a 6'10" to a 6'8", kept the weight the exact same, kept the wingspan the same exact thing, and then just took our mid-range down by 1. Like, you're telling me that they couldn't have made this his template? Granted, we don't get big driver on this build, which is fine because it's not like it was going to be useful on bronze anyway. So I'm just completely cool with this. But I guarantee you that they only did this for the sake of big driver, and then you couldn't even get big driver. It makes it like what they were doing for the template honestly didn't make any sense. Because on this version, we get the Hall of Fame post playmaker. On this version, we get the Hall of Fame break starter. On this version, we have limitless range, even though we're still able to get it on the other version as well, on the actual like template version. But then it's like we get the gold workhorse and silver post lockdown. We get all of these perimeter defensive badges, including challenger. We still get to have gold box out beast. We're able to get that and be able to keep everything else. We're able to have a higher acceleration mainly giving us slippery off ball. We're able to have the same strength and increase our vertical to a 74. Like, even though it doesn't really do much, but we're still able to utilize a higher vertical for rebounding and blocks. Like, if you tell me that this version isn't better than the 610, like, if you literally say the 610 version is better, then you are psychotic. Because there's a reason why everybody makes 6-8 builds, and this is the reason why. Because you're able to utilize so many more attribute potential, like literally so much more attribute potential as a 6'8" with the same weight and wingspan as you would at like a 6'10" power forward. So many people are making these small ball power forwards for a reason. And this kind of shows you exactly why that is. But hey, also, for some reason, if you want to know another thing that makes 2K just completely idiotic is the fact that, oh, hey, we still have Al Horford and Bobby Portis, but hey, look, all-time Chris Bosh. I want people to compare my Chris Bosh video that I made, like the first power forward video I made with this series, and compare it with this. And the glaring difference is the fact that this build is 6'8", and you're comparing it to like multiple 7-footers. Granted, I understand, but I feel like this build is significantly better than Bosh, because Bosh, although can shoot the mid-range and can shoot the 3, but Bosh has like better finishing ability and, you know, better playmaking, all around playmaking, except like, you know, the pass accuracy isn't as high, but better like ball handling and speed with ball. Better all around or I guess this probably is like better all around defense in general. But yeah, I don't understand it. You guys can let me know in the comment section below your thoughts behind this. But I'm just tired of 2K just like, you know, kind of half-assing some of these templates. So let me know what you guys think on the template. Do you guys feel like they did the right thing on the template, or do you guys think that they should have done something like this for the template? Because I know what I would say. This is definitely a better build, and even though it doesn't have the shades of Kevin Love, this kind of feels like Kevin Love to me. I know I made a couple of builds of Kevin Love before, so let me know what you guys think of these two versions of K-Love, practically just basing it around his template versus what I did before with those other two builds. If you guys want to, go ahead and check those other two builds out and let me know if you guys prefer either one of those or either one of these. Let me know in the comment section below. That's going to be it for me, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later, everybody.